Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
To be true.
For the love of God.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, cowboy at the end there.
I'm sorry, I just got so excited. A yeehaw crept into my voice.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, introduce
amazing.
yourself first, for God's sakes.
Kenyon, you sound so different. I make that joke at the top of every guest episode.
I know,
It's
I've been
not
listening.
gotten old yet.
It always kills. Although in this case, it's actually true. Hi, I'm Kenyon. And something's different about me. Guess what?
Guess what it is?
Guess what it is?
Pregnancy is crazy, y'all.
The hormones are nuts.
They're gnarly.
They're gnarly. Turns out there's a rare condition where the baby can turn you into Hannah Gadsby. The famous comedian from Australia. Australia.
You
love Hannah
totally
Gadsby.
do look like Hannah Gadsby.
You guys-
It's
She's
amazing.
my celebrity doppelganger,
Yeah,
and
I love it.
I completely embrace it.
I love it so much.
I'm totally okay with it.
Oh my god.
I do great on like lesbian nights at gay bars.
Amazing. Which is
love me.
fine because you are indeed gay.
I
Before
am
any
gay.
emails come in.
I am. Send your emails to Amanda.
Oh, just gives my personal email. Whatever.
Yeah.
I've given my personal email to literally everybody.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, well, I should probably introduce myself. I am Robbie. Should I plug stuff and say things, or do I?
Feel free. Yeah.
Okay, we just wrapped up the first season of a podcast called Could Have Been Heroes, which is a very nerdy thing, where involving fairy tales and twists on old folklore
And tabletop role-playing
games and witches and Amanda pretending to be a witch and a manatee person at the same
Yes.
time. So
Wow.
it's
The best
I'm
project
so
ever.
proud of it.
Crossover.
We had season 1 is 69 episodes.
Yep.
is
Nailed it.
It is a long, uninterrupted, unbroken narrative structure.
I mean, we've done basically 300 long, uninterrupted, rambling episodes. We don't even have seasons. We're
No.
just infinite.
Just plow
you guys are
through.
still in season 1. I'm waiting for that season break.
Oh my god, the finale is
The
going to be
finale.
insane.
Yeah, for episode 300 finale.
Because it will be my death. I'm going to die doing this job. I can no longer do anything else.
You cut to the video. It's just the Amanda as the girl from The Ring, like, yeah, just
in a closet,
yeah, just a skeleton.
all shriveled.
Okay,
It's
so
not gonna be
that
good.
was my very first venture into podcasting. It was absolutely amazing. It was really rewarding, fulfilling, super cool. I learned a bunch of stuff. And now Aaron and I are actually doing another thing called Ghost Wax, which is about a guy who can raise the dead and make them give testimonies about how they died. So
Robbie is basically the best narrative fantasy storytelling
Aw.
genius and also my best friend and
Yeah.
also has known Lucy and I for many
long time.
moons, a long fucking time.
Since we were like 15,
Children.
14 or 15.
Yep, because Robbie could drive.
Yep.
I was a safe choice
Yep.
for
Robbie was gay and Robbie
gay
could
as hell.
drive. My mom's only 2 requirements.
He can drive. Does he have a good record? Is he gay? Okay,
Yes.
you can go out with him.
Okay, you
Yeah.
have a good. You can go
You
out
have
with him.
have a good time.
Okay, you can have sex with him. Go on, you have a good time. Okay.
If
Okay.
it puts our friendship into a little bit of chronological context, Robbie took Amanda and I to a anti-Iraq war rally.
Like anti-George Bush.
Yeah.
Before we invaded.
Yeah.
Yes, we went.
It was like just after 9/11.
Yeah, it was post 9/11, and it was please don't destroy the entire Middle East in like furious retaliation.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. We tried.
But yeah, we've been friends for a minute.
A long time.
A minute.
An entire war.
I was 18. I had just moved. I was doing student teacher bitch work for my dad as he had just started teaching at your school, and I was carrying files or something into the art center on 7, and I heard these girls laughing at the other end of the hall, and I was like, I must know them. I must. And I followed the sound
my
of
screams.
Yeah, I heard the sound of Amanda's cackling and followed it to Amanda and Lucy, and we've been friends ever since.
Yep, it's true.
We were hiding from the hall monitors, probably.
When we say no new friends, we super mean it. Like, all of our friends are from a million years ago.
How are you so lucky?
I don't know.
That's insane.
It takes a lot of work to offend people constantly.
I forgot where my mind was going because I'm high, which is a good segue into Lucy. Do you want to introduce the episode today?
I sure do. Oh, yeah, I'm Lucy and the other one's Amanda.
Oh, yeah, I'm Amanda.
I take up a lot of space in any given room, so I see why it took you guys a minute to get to you. Sorry. I'm just very excited and nervous and thrilled to be
Don't
here.
be nervous, you sad
The
dreamer.
stakes couldn't be lower, honey.
Nah.
You got this.
Would not
You
be
got
lower.
this.
So today we have for you a very special fan pick. Well, kind of. A very special sponsorship. So this was actually a gal's pick. And by that, I mean it was a me pick because my friend Ben jokingly suggested this one time. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So then I plugged it in and I asked Caroline Moore, our sponsor, if they would like to sponsor this episode. And they were like, sure.
Okay, yeah.
Amazing.
So today's topic is Fast and Furious crimes.
Yes. And then I was like, I know this episode doesn't come out for a minute, but can Robbie guest on this? Because this is the longest standing feud, really, that we have ever had. My allegiance to the Fast and Furious franchise is incredibly strong. It is the greatest franchise ever made. And Robbie...
Hard agree.
Wait, what? You're punking me.
I'm totally punking you. It's the worst thing ever. What the hell? Wouldn't it be funny, though, if I just came on and pretended to be totally pro Fast and the Furious?
I'd be so fucking mad at you because that you'd... no. And so Lucy and Robbie are going to gang up on me in this episode, but I know
we'll
that
kind of get to it.
I know that my diehard Fast lovers are out there, and we are an unstoppable super minority.
Dozen strong.
Super minority.
We are dozen strong, and we will uphold the values of I don't have friends, I have family.
Hey, I know everything about my
We choose to go to the moon in Fast and Furious number 9.
Oh my God.
Do they go to the moon?
Listen.
They don't go all the way to the moon, but they do go to space, and it is fucking perfect.
This
And
is
it's like
some
the
ghost
turds
ship
from Tokyo
shit.
Drift.
Amanda-
it's so good. It's so good.
Amanda and I have been friends for 20 years.
Plus, yeah.
And disagreed about one
thing. And this is it.
And this is it.
This is it. And it comes up a lot.
You'd be surprised how often the battle is on.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Holy mother of God.
Thank
Can
you.
I just take a moment to say that when you asked me to be on Wine and Crime, I was so excited and happy because I'm, a huge fan. And I was like, this is so awesome. I can't friggin' wait. What's the topic?
Yeah,
And
immediately it was like, oh, what's the topic gonna
I got to
be?
start researching. I'm so excited. And she goes, Fast
no.
and Furious crimes. And I said,
Are you serious?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not serious. I'm furious.
I'm furious.
Furious. Oh, Fast
I'm
and
not serious. I'm furious.
Dude.
If that's not the Fast 10 tagline.
This
Fast
time,
10.
it's
Seriously furious.
Yeah.
Furiously
Oh my God.
furious.
I cannot tell you what a roller coaster of emotions that was when I was like, yay, are you fucking serious?
I'm
Oh
not
my
serious.
I'm
I'm furious.
furious. Are you furious?
I'm too
Unbelievable.
furious. Okay, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Amanda.
Ah, nice.
What
I
the-
see what you did there.
Uh-huh. What the fuck is our wine crime pairing?
What, is it motor oil? Is it Vin Diesel's sweat?
Oh God, both of those would have been so
It's
good.
just Nas.
It's okay.
In a mug.
There was part of me that was gonna get Nas, because they make those like Nas energy drinks.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
So I was gonna drink
That
that
would've
with
been funny.
vodka, but they taste so bad.
Oh my God. Plus,
But
you
I
have a
couldn't
heart
do it.
arrhythmia.
Yeah,
You have a
it'd be
freaking
like
heart
Four
arrhythmia.
Loco.
It would be great, health-wise.
Oh my God.
This
For
would
the
be
body.
This would be the season finale of Wine and Crime. If I drank that, and I had so much amazing Winc wine. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick one of my favorite Winc wines to go with one of my favorite movie franchises. And for those of you who are just joining us for the first time ever, welcome. I'm sorry, and head to trywinc.com. That's TRYWINC.com/gals, because Winc Wine Club is the greatest invention known to man. It's an online wine club that delivers wine directly to your door or to a Walgreens, so you could pick it up at the same time as your copious amounts of medications
And your Nas.
and your Nas, or if it won't ship to your state, maybe just across state lines,
There
so
you
you can
go,
go get
baby.
it that way. But if you head to trywinc.com/gals, you'll get $20 off your first box. It's the most amazing thing ever, so check it out. But I had Winc's wonderful Malbec in my bag, and I love the entire wonderful quote-unquote line of
They're vegan, right?
Winc wines. They are vegan. They are just so delicious, and they're really like easy food pairable wines. I'm so high that I'm not talking properly. I timed this gummy really, really well. But I wanted to choose a wonderful wine to represent a wonderful franchise
Oh my
with
God.
wonderful acting,
Oh
wonderful
my God.
twists and stunts, wonderful guest appearances from such acclaimed, wonderful actors as Charlize Theron, Jason Statham,
In their strongest roles that
John
they've done.
Cena. Yeah, Charlize Theron as a white lady with dreads in
Oh,
the
the
first one that
dreads
she
are
was
good.
in. That was rough. I also felt like it really spoke to how wonderfully
Oh, man.
close I follow the long-term feud between Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which reflects the feud between myself and my best friend Robbie over this franchise and its legitimacy in not only the cinema sphere, but the zeitgeist as a whole. And so I grabbed a wonderful bottle of wine out of my cabinet. And this Malbec is out of Argentina. It's from Mendoza, Argentina. This is the 2020 Malbec. And this says, ever wonder what's in the wine that you're drinking? Well, we did too, which is why we created wonderful wines. They are sustainably farmed, vegan friendly, and pesticide free so that you can drink clean and feel the wonders. She clocks in at 14.8% ABV, so I'm about to go to space in an augmented vehicle. And she is a popper. So I lotioned. You guys. Shit.
That's almost as stupid as the entire franchise.
Ah, nice. I was literally biting my tongue during that whole wonderful this and wonderful that.
Wonderful.
I also want to make it very clear that I didn't write a single note for my wine segment. That was all free association about my love of not only this wine, but this franchise. Ready?
Yep.
Oh!
Whoa.
Really furious pop.
That was
Violent
both fast
pop.
and furious.
I'm not fast. I'm furious.
I'm furious. Holy mother of God. I like
Look at the color. Look how inky this Malbec is.
Ooh,
Isn't that
beautiful.
stunning? I'm
Ooh,
obsessed.
Yeah, you could
What
Cheers,
glass are you
everyone.
drinking out of?
Oh, I officiated a wedding for an incredible bride. Hi, Emily, and her groom. And as a wedding gift, and there may be 3, and I may have kept all 3.
No, I want one.
Are these little etched XOXO, the Wine and Crime Gals glasses that she made.
Nice.
I
They're
want
beautiful.
mine. You can have
Well-
2. You can have Kenyans.
Well, hold on. Let's give her a chance to claim it. Kenyon, do you want your etched glass from the... No, she's cool. She doesn't
She didn't say
want it.
shit. So
Yeah, she didn't say shit. Yeah.
She's also not ever going to listen to this episode.
maybe she will. Maybe she won't. Anyway,
Wait, let's check. Hey, Kenyon, if you listen to this part of this episode, please let us know.
Yeah.
text us the word dog pig. all one word.
Well, wait, she might actually just text us that, like,
No, she would never.
on her own.
No,
dog
okay,
pig.
okay. Text
She
us.
texts me dog pig all the time.
Oh my gosh, she's just been
She calls
calling
me
you a dog.
she calls me a dog pig every other week.
Rude.
Text us dog pig Fast and Furious 69, all
Got
one
it.
word. All right, let's hear more about this as we drink. I hope both of you have something in your system because it's time for Lucy to take the wheel. Whoa! What's our background in psych today for Fast and Furious crimes?
No psych.
Oh.
So, in terms of things in my system, yes, I also just took a gummy.
Yes.
And also, I will say it was our fan pickers' request that I tell jokes throughout my segment. So
Okay.
Oh no!
I'm just
The
going to start
puns.
now.
She is so furious about this, you guys.
You're about to be furious.
She's absolutely for serious.
She is so fucking for furious.
So,
for serious.
it's kind of weird. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weekend immune system.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
What
No.
are the odds that the Lucy is just pretending that the person asked for these jokes?
Oh my god!
No, you can read the email, but also I would
will
totally get away with
be-
it.
I will be reading the email.
Cross-checking.
Double check.
All right. Fast and Furious, also known as The Fast and the Furious, is a
Also
media...
known as
We'll
the
get
greatest
to-
film franchise of all time.
We won't get to that. Is a
I knew
media...
you wouldn't, so I
is-
stuck it in.
is a media franchise centered on a
Experience.
series of action films that are largely concerned with street racing, heists, spies, and family.
Mostly family. You read that totally out of order.
All right. The franchise also includes short films, a
Yep.
television series, live shows.
Wait.
We'll get to the live shows. Toys,
Okay.
video games, and theme park attractions.
Incredibly high quality, high production value theme park rides.
Yes. Is there one where you could just like ride in Vin Diesel's mouth? Because that's
On
a dream
his
of mine.
face.
Yeah. Is there a Vin Diesel face ride?
No, I've actually
Mustache
seen a
ride.
review of it. You basically sit in a bus with screens all around you and like horribly bad CG
Yeah.
Vin Diesel like flies around on you
Yeah.
going like the family or like whatever that the
You're
movie
s-
is like.
You're sitting in a tram
Yeah.
and you're like being guided through
I
whatever
would like
the fuck.
season tickets, please.
The highlight is the Vin Diesel maquette you get to stand with at the end, the like wax sculpture or
The
whatever.
highlight is when you leave.
That's as you
Okay.
leave. Yeah, exactly.
So the main films are collectively known as the Fast Saga.
Oh my god.
So
Yes, they
it's
are.
a saga now.
I had never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
a
like
single
Candy Crush Saga.
I had
God.
never seen a single Fast and Furious movie. So last night, I thought I should do my due diligence, get really stoned, and watch the first installment of the franchise. And I made notes on my phone throughout. So I will just read you my stoned at midnight notes.
Oh my god.
Reactions
That's
as I watch
incredible.
this.
Okay, one thing I just gotta jump in. And I'm going to a
What
lot.
else is new?
Oh boy.
First of all, if this other friend of ours is listening, what you did last night reminds me of what my friend Nick and I do, where we play Nick and Amanda Ruin the Movies, and we will watch the same movie at the same time, not necessarily talking to each other and writing jokes and notes throughout the movie, and then we swap at the end and see
That's
how many
great.
of them are the same. It's really fun. We used to do it because he lives in Chicago, so we used to do it all the time as like a, hey, what are you doing on Tuesday night? Let's watch a Nick Cage movie at the same time, and then like G-chat our insane jokes about it to each other. Anyway.
Not the bees!
So the first Fast and Furious movie is not ideal.
No shit.
It's not ideal. Okay. Too Fast, Too Furious starts to understand who she is. She gets to know what she's doing. She starts
Who's
to
she?
not maybe take. She is the franchise as a whole.
Oh, okay.
The Fast and the
Fast
Furious.
and the Furious, and she is furious with you. She starts to get to know herself. She stops taking herself so seriously. Then you get to Tokyo Drift, and you're like, "This is mania. What is going on? I don't even think we're on the same timeline. None of the characters are the same, except Vin Diesel's in this for 8 seconds. What's going on? What's going on with this franchise?" Then it comes back to Fast and Furious. When you're getting into like the 4th and 5th movies, they really hit their stride. These are like cream of the crop, Fast and Furious, and it has only gotten better from there. Now,
I
continue.
have a theory about why the first one.
This episode's going to be 18 hours
It's going to be really fucking long.
I just want to warn everyone.
I have a theory.
not started.
It might be a two-parter.
And it's important that I say this theory.
Okay.
So I think Vin Diesel is a avid Dungeons and Dragons player.
100%.
He's like a big advocate for it. It's the only good thing about him. So
Wow. Okay.
no,
We'll talk after the show because you literally are coming over. So.
Yeah. So
Because I miss you.
we're gonna continue this fight into the wee hours of the evening. I guarantee
Both of our
it.
fiancés are just gonna go run away with each
Kill
other.
themselves. Yeah.
End their lives.
I just also have to say, listeners, Amanda, I've known her for a really long time. She is smart. She does have good taste.
You wouldn't know it.
Don't hold her love of the Fast and Furious franchise against
You two
her.
are so violently wrong. Like it's an act of violence against all of mankind how wrong you are.
Can I get through my segment?
Yeah, go
Oh
ahead.
my God. All right, I'll
Go
tell you my
ahead.
theory later.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your theory?
Well, my theory is he's an avid Dungeons and Dragons player.
Yeah.
I believe that in the first film, he and the other characters are level 1 or 2. And every film, they level
They're
up a
leveling
couple
up.
of times.
This is true because it starts to get into like super unspoken superhero territory where like the feats that they're pulling off are unimaginable, so they can't just be human.
Yeah, they're
and
dodging
then it gets
bullets
meta
and-
because in Fast 9 they kind of poke fun at that concept in and of itself. You guys, it's amazing. Continue.
So before I started it, when I was going to rent it, because it was $2.99.
Buy it. It
$3.06.
pays for itself. 2 watches, it pays for itself.
It's disgusting. I had to text Amanda just to make sure it was The Fast and The Furious, since there were like, 9 options.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so here are my notes. Ja Rule, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Pink slips are a total ripoff of Grease. What's that guy's name again? The Rock? The one with the round nose. I was referring to Vin Diesel,
Yep,
and
The
I
Rock
could
is not in the
remember
first
his
one.
name.
The Rock is not in the first one, and Ludacris isn't in the first one either. It's kind of a bummer.
I know, because I only watched the first one. But
Yeah.
Vin Diesel does have a sweet little button nose.
It does.
That's all I can
can't-
fixate on.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Okay, so this is during the street race. No,
Oh, yeah.
no, too fast.
Too furious.
The nose is unnecessary. He's going like 6,000 miles an hour. Pedestrians! Exclamation point.
Oh, we'll get to the pedestrians, honey.
Too fast.
Too fast.
Too fast.
Funny, because the next movie is Too Fast, Too Furious. So
Yeah.
Next note. I'm glad he lost. He was reckless. Pauly Shore, is that you?
probably
Is it?
I don't think so.
I don't remember Pauly Shore in the first
super
one.
not, but
It's a
wouldn't
guy that
be
looks a lot
surprised.
like Pauly Shore.
Great.
Yeah, fair.
Why are there hundreds of people at a street race? Thousands. Weirdest house party ever.
Yeah, a lot of those in the franchise.
I miss Ja Rule summer jams. Is he problematic?
Well, who knows? Who cares?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna
didn't he
Google
do
that.
Fire Fest?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
but that was amazing.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was
fucking
the
amazing.
best comedy
Of
of
all
that
time.
year. Yeah.
He
Minus
punked white people. It was awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
he also really fucked over the locals. But apart from that,
That's true. That's bad.
hilarious.
Yeah, incredible.
Okay. Oh, they live at that house party.
Yeah, a lot of cookouts. A lot of cookouts in the series.
These cars are hideous. Paul has ramen hair.
Yes, he does.
This movie is a case for city ordinances, honestly. Did he just say race wars in relation to Honda Civics?
Yes, he
Oh
did.
my God.
Yes, he did.
I don't get what the plot is. Are they stealing carburetors? Is that Pauly Shore? They keep saying race wars. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's a cop?
Mm-hmm.
This is like well into the movie.
Oh,
We probably should put a spoiler alert at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
no
someone
point.
out there hasn't
Spoiler
seen it.
alert.
Right.
Get it?
Oh, nice. Right, because the plot is so finely nuanced.
It
and
is.
spelled.
It is.
And then at some point, someone pronounced something Coachella because it's pre-Coachella.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't that how you say it?
I don't know how
Barbacoachella.
It's from Coachella.
Coachella. Why are they hijacking a semi? I really don't understand the plot.
Oh,
They need it.
Poor Hi Lucy.
I hope this is almost over.
It's not, honey.
No to this entire semi situation. How is this not how Paul Walker died?
Oh,
really
too
good.
soon.
That's really
It's not
good.
too soon.
It is.
Ooh, I hope they
Always
have
be
to
too soon.
amputate. Oh,
I
right.
hope they have to amputate.
Oh, right. He's a cop. Pauly
Yeah.
Shore, no.
Oh no, Pauly Shore
Pauly Shore
dies.
is not in this movie.
This is
I don't remember that.
I wrote, this is Princess Di all over again.
Oh my God.
These are amazing.
Honestly, when is this over?
So irreverent. Honestly, when is this?
Honestly,
Yes, Ja Rule outro music.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you made it.
I made it.
Wow.
Barely. I
Wow.
was really over it.
Well,
holy shit.
if you need an in-depth explanation, we can do that for Patreon.
Well,
I may have to rethink what I think
Everything you ever thought you knew
about.
about Fast and Furious.
No. I may have to rethink what I thought about Twitter because
This is what Twitter is for.
Yeah, Lucy stoned just telling us what she thinks about Fast and the Furious.
The first one
as
from
she watches it.
like 20 years ago.
2001.
Yeah,
Heat.
so more than 20 years ago.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So
this
I didn't
franchise is as old as our friendship.
Yep.
literally.
Yeah,
God.
then you should treat it with that much love and care like a baby bird.
Maybe
my-
maybe the first film just hit different in 2001, but it did not land for me
Yeah,
last night.
it's not great. It's not a great start. It's not a great pilot episode, but my God.
Pilot episode, it's a feature film.
Yes.
Spent
Yes.
so much money. So many stunt people risked their lives to
Yes.
make that
pilot.
episode.
And my God, has it paid off?
Oh, I do have a picture on the drive, which will be
Can't
on the
deny
blog, of a still of Paul Walker leaping from the car to the semi in the middle of
yeah.
the highway.
It's amazing. He's doing like a barrel roll boot kick.
It's so fucking stupid.
New boot goofing over here.
Good God.
Look at that spoiler. Oh my God. I can't believe how much you don't appreciate this.
So I just found out I'm colorblind. The news
Oh.
came out of the purple.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that
What?
was a joke. I was like, wow, she was really stoned.
Wow. Yeah,
No,
are
that
these
was one of
still tweets?
No,
Are
I'm
these
peppering
true? No,
in
that-
my jokes for
Got
Caroline.
it.
And I hate it. Continue.
Okay, so The Fast and the Furious, The Fast and the Furious is the first film in the Fast saga from 2001. Then we have Too Fast, Too Furious, numeral twos, in 2003. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift in 2006. Fast and Furious in
They just
2009.
They couldn't come up with a word play for the fourth one.
Nope.
Seriously Furious. I can't.
Seriously.
It's fucking stupid.
Foreskin of the Furious.
Then we have
Yes, see, I'd watch that movie.
Furious Foreskin.
Furious.
It's just
There are
about
ointments.
angry dicks. Yeah, of course I'd watch that.
Take this furiously.
Oh my God, it's coming for you.
You can find an over-the-counter topical ointment to fix that. Then in 2011,
But if we drop below 50 miles an hour, it'll
that's
explode.
Speed, you asshole. That's the wrong movie.
That's the other car movies. Yeah, sorry.
There's 2 car movies.
There's
It's Speed and
There are 2 car movies. Yeah.
and the movie Cars.
And the movie Cars is not one of them.
No, that's animated, right? That doesn't count. They're not actually
still
cars.
be a movie.
Oh, it can't. No,
No,
such
it's
thing.
not one of
No.
the 2 car movies.
It's not one of the 2 car movies.
You can't
Okay.
sit with us.
I am halfway through my list of stupid names of these fucking movies. In 2011, we have Fast 5.
Brilliant.
In 2013,
I think Fast 5 is my favorite in the franchise. That's the one where they drag the safe through Miami with
Dear God.
with 2 Dodge Chargers.
Yeah,
and
and
it's the safe is the size of my house.
They drag this safe, the size of a garage, through
so good.
a metropolitan city downtown.
I think somebody also put together an approximation of how if
Yes.
this were a true to life
scenario,
how many people would die in each Fast and Furious movie, and it is in the thousands. They would wipe out entire cities.
it's like the movie Taken. He kills 800 people to
kills
save his
so
daughter.
many people.
They are swinging that giant safe around.
Yeah.
Vault. It's a vault.
Yeah.
They're swinging it around like a medieval Morning Star.
It's amazing.
Whipping it around. I mean, hundreds of people. That thing would have come
So
out
good.
covered in human gore at the
so
end of that.
Yuck.
It's so good.
Just a meat grinder downtown situation.
Jesus Christ, a blender.
Yeah. I mean,
An
it's
open
absolutely
blender.
horrific.
Oh,
Human gore.
I gotta rewatch
Just
Fast 5. It's so good.
Viscera.
Viscera.
Yes, Viscera. Also, after you're done reading the names of these movies in order, will you go back and do them in chronological order? Because they don't fall in the storyline in the chronological order of the reality of our universe.
Oh my God, are you shitting me?
I'm not doing that.
Okay, well then I will.
I don't think I
invite
can
you to
do
not
that.
do that. I haven't even read the list. I started 10 minutes ago.
Keep
We're
going.
Just talking about all of them.
Then we
Go
have Fast
ahead.
and Furious 6. Then we have Furious 7. Then we have The Fate of the Furious in
Fast
2017.
F8. Fate. Get it?
I
F8.
do.
Then we have
Get it?
F9 in 2021. And
Fast
the one
9,
coming
baby.
out next year is Fast X, the 10th and God willing final.
Okay, but
That-
the order in the Fast and Furious timeline is The Fast and the Furious, then the turbocharged Prelude, then Too Fast, Too Furious, then Los Bandoleros. This is including the spin-offs and
They're short films.
the shorts, yeah.
Oh my God.
Then Fast and Furious, then Fast 5, then Fast and Furious 6, then Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, then Fast and Furious
Really?
7, then Fate, then Hobbs and Shaw, then Fast 9.
Why do you know this?
She's a super fan. She's a super fan. Has she hidden this from you?
No, but it's jarring to me.
There's
It's
an
jarring.
incredible video that Ludacris makes of the storyline order, and it is so fucking good. And I know I've talked about it on this show before. I don't.
When would that have come up?
I don't think people don't understand how much I love this franchise. They don't get it.
Believe you?
They don't believe me.
Every time you tell me, I just go
suggesting this.
inside. I just go in. I
The
just go,
only
"Nah,
people
she
who
doesn't."
get it are our friends Dave, Tony, and Andy. That's
Yeah.
it. I have 3. I'm on an island with 3 boys in my love of this franchise.
Yeah, and I am also
it's best
there.
that way.
But I am throwing things and
You're there for food. We're
Making
going
fun
to
of
eat
you.
you.
No. That's it. I'm the sustenance. I'm piggy.
Yep.
I'm piggy. I've always been piggy. That's
Yep.
that's sort of my fate.
Here's
As
a-
somebody who really likes words, just looking at this list of titles and all the different naming conventions makes me want to vomit.
I know.
So
Like,
good. It's
It is
so
so
good.
crazy.
You want to know what'll drive you more insane? I couldn't even copy and paste this. I had to type it out by hand.
Oh, poor baby.
I know. It was.
so sorry.
It took me a long time.
You're doing a
love this.
really good job, by the way.
Thank you. I have a fun fact for you.
Oh, good. What?
Paul Walker almost did not get the role in the first movie.
Oh,
producers also considered Mark Wahlberg,
Oh,
Christian
See,
Bale.
that would have made more sense to me.
No, Mark Wahlberg would have ruined it. Christian Bale,
and Eminem.
That's the only
No
other comparable
shit.
choice. Only other comparable
Eminem.
choice.
I would watch it if it was Eminem. He brings a grungy element.
Yeah, absolutely appropriate.
It's true that Paul Walker is extremely pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Paul Walker really made this role, this character blossom and bloom. He really
he
made
was
it his
awesome.
own. I just, God bless.
I tried to watch a Fast and Furious movie last night before this. Couldn't quite bring myself to do it, but I did watch Paul Walker in Joyride instead.
Oh my God, that movie is amazing. It so does not hold up.
Hey there, Rusty Nail. This is Candy Cane, totally a
Candy
woman
Cane.
on the CB.
Did you ever see Joyride, Lucy?
I don't know.
Oh, it's
you
so
would
good.
love it. You would love it.
Is that the one with, like, Alicia Silverstone's in the trunk or something?
Nope.
No.
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 So Joyride is a movie where two brothers two brothers pretend to be a woman on a CB radio, and they run
because they
afoul.
buy this shitty old car
Yeah.
to take a road trip or something.
Yeah.
And there's a CB radio in the car, and they're like, let's fuck around with it. And basically catfish truckers.
And the trucker gets, like, homicidal.
Yep.
Isn't there a
Well,
scene where, like,
yeah.
someone gets pinched between two, like, bumpers?
No. Maybe not. No.
Just watch it. You'll love
Just
it.
watch it. It's amazing. It's
Okay.
actually really good. It holds up. I love it.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah,
bit.
but it's a horror in the way that, like, Cabin Fever was horror. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
love
total-
Cabin
I know,
Fever.
you love Cabin Fever.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not a scary movie. It's just like a fun thriller.
You
Okay.
got this.
Jeepers Creepers. That's actually a scary movie.
It does have some scary parts in it. Especially the director is scary. He's a pedophile.
Oh, maybe I don't want to watch that. Okay.
Well, you can still like the movie, right? I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
What do you call a bundle of hay in a church?
God damn it, I hate you. A pew.
A Christian
Bundle
Bale.
of-
Christian Bale.
Oh, speaking of Christian, but God damn
Well,
it.
in my notes, I wrote speaking of because I had
Yeah.
just said Christian Bale, but
Yep.
Robbie had also just said pedophile. So
Yeah.
I'm so
Speaking
sorry.
of, wouldn't have worked.
really rough transition from. Oh, you know
Speaking of.
you know that movie you like? Yeah, the director is totally a pedophile.
we were all just like, oh.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
God.
That's my energy. That I just ruin things for people.
I love it.
that's my energy.
Also, I totally thought you were gonna say Christian Mingle.
Oh,
What do you call a bale of hay in a church? A Christian Mingle.
Oh,
it's called a
no.
Christian mingle.
I don't know why, but it was funny to me, so I shared.
Did you guys know that your pupils are the last part to stop working when you die?
Mm-hmm.
They dilate.
Oh.
We're no longer speaking.
I love it. It's so dumb.
All right, this is for
fucking hate
this
it.
is for Amanda. Circling back to the live tour I mentioned
Yes,
earlier
I need this.
that Universal put together in 2018 called Fast and Furious Live. Because again, not a lot of creativity here.
Listen,
Holy shit.
stay
Those-
true to who you are, man.
It was a series of live shows which combined stunt driving, pyrotechnics, and projection mapping to recreate scenes from the film and perform other stunts.
Oh my God.
During production, thousands of stunt performers and drivers auditioned,
Died.
We're terribly injured and underpaid.
burned beyond recognition.
Recognition.
Oh,
We'll ask another one. Throw him in the bin.
in the pile, in the pit.
Add him to the pile.
That's how they build their ramps.
Holy shit.
oh.
No, during production, thousands of stunt performers and drivers auditioned and were required to undergo a 4-month training camp if selected.
They don't fuck around. You got to get these right.
Additionally, parkour athletes and stunts requiring both drivers and parkour practitioners, quote
Hell
unquote,
yeah.
are also featured. Critically, it was not received well.
No. Bit of
Ryan,
a flap.
Ryan Gilby of The Guardian wrote, quote, large sections of seating were closed off. Entire rows in the rest of it were empty. And the only danger in Fast and Furious Live is the audience might die of carbon monoxide poisoning or boredom.
Oh my God. That is scathing.
Adam White of the Daily Telegraph gave the show a 2 out of 5 rating, commenting that, quote, Fast and Furious Live often feels like an elaborate, if lethargic, playground game, one hinging almost entirely on imagination.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Just like the movies, and I love it.
Oh my God, that is just like the movies.
The tour was a financial failure.
Really?
The show's production company entered what's called administration, but it's basically the UK version of bankruptcy. Because all the shows were in like Europe and around Europe, really.
Tested it out in Europe first. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to.
So bankruptcy in summer 2018, and all of the cars and equipment were auctioned off in 2019.
Oh my God.
God. Listen, that boggles my mind because the stunt performances in those movies are by far the coolest
They're
and
amazing.
best part.
And they
They're
really
amazing.
don't rely on CGI.
No.
As much as...
Well, in a lot of like the stunts, they don't, but they do it more in just like the actors driving fast, you know?
Right. Like those
Fair.
close-up shots.
I gotta tell you guys, I really hate my job. All I do is crush cans all day. It's so depressing.
The best part about that one is I saw it in the notes before you delivered it, and I just saw like death coming. Like I just saw it.
Oh, yeah. So we're gonna switch gears because we can't not talk about Paul Walker.
Beautiful boy.
So here is a rundown from all that is interesting. The Fast and Furious actor had many reasons to be grateful that year. The 6th installment of his beloved movie franchise had broken box office records, and he was starting to produce films of his own. But just 2 days later, Paul Walker met an untimely death. Known for being a philanthropist, Walker had spent November 30th, 2013 at a toy drive event for his disaster relief charity, Reach Out Worldwide, which was founded in the wake of the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. Walker left happily just before 3:30 p.m. and was never seen alive again. That's dramatic. He was definitely seen alive again.
Are they're just being dramatic?
I mean, we'll get to it. Where do pirates get their hooks?
Are you fucking kidding
Holy
me?
shit! Psychopath!
You're insane.
I plugged it in at the beginning. We know he dies.
Well, spoiler!
Where do pirates get their hooks?
God. Where?
Secondhand stores.
But they're hooks, not hands.
Secondhand stores.
But it isn't
They need
a
a new
hand.
hand. They need a new second hand, so they go get a hook.
Oh, but it's a hook, though, not a hand.
Much like the character he played in Fast and Furious.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking
Such a good episode.
This is psychotic.
This was a fan pick. She asked me to.
Okay. Yeah.
Brian O'Connor.
Yeah, it's her fault? Okay.
No, it's good.
Brian O'Connor, 40-year-old Paul Walker was drawn to high-octane cars. In fact, that day's charity event was held at a high-performance car shop owned by Paul Walker, and his friend Roger Rodas in Santa Clarita, California. Walker and Rodas had planned the event to help the survivors of Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines.
Oh, my God. What a good guy.
Yeah. At about 3:30 p.m., Walker and Rodas decided to take a 2005 Porsche Carrera GT with Rodas driving and Walker riding shotgun for a spin to test it on a popular drifting curve at an office park in the Valencia neighborhood of Santa Clarita. The car was known for being hard to handle and only a few hundred yards away from the shop. So, like, right when they took off, Rodas lost control of the vehicle. The Porsche was traveling at about 100 miles an hour before it hit a curb, a tree, a light post, and another tree before bursting into flames. They were both wearing seatbelts, but it
wouldn't matter. Yeah. That's not a thrown from the vehicle or what, like, kind of death. That is a...
There's a picture of the vehicle.
It's bad, you guys. It's so bad.
It's
that
mashed
it's so
up.
scary. It's barely recognizable as a car. I mean, what a fucking horrific and terrifying way to die. It's all my personal feelings about this movie franchise and Paul Walker and how, like, this poor man, I I was so devastated when he died.
You were.
Like,
oh my God, I
people
remember.
sent flowers to my work, and my colleagues at work literally changed the welcome message on our point of sale system to say, Amanda, we're so sorry for your loss. Mm-hmm. And then ironically, my dad died like a month later.
Yep.
So it got kind of melted in with other grief. But when I say I grieved Paul Walker, I grieved Paul Walker. Mostly because of this franchise. Like, I didn't know that much about him, but I was, like, so excited about the expansion of this franchise. And then he fucking died when it's hitting its peak.
Yeah,
it was peaking, bummer. And then he fucking died. I was so devastated. So devastated. I cried like a person cries over a person they know.
Mm-hmm. I have never experienced that flavor of emotion before.
Robbie was there.
I was there. I can vouch for all of this nonsense that was completely true.
Nonsense.
I'm sorry. Don't mean to belittle your feelings.
No, please.
But it was just crazy. The whole situation was just crazy. Like, it was such a bummer, and your reaction to it was so shocking.
I am blown away.
Disconcerting that she was in such deep grief.
You guys, I was dating that DJ. Things were not going great.
You were projecting a lot.
Fair enough.
Things were not going great. And then Paul Walker died, and then my dad died 3 weeks later.
But you can't attach the two because he hadn't died yet. You're grieving Paul Walker.
No, I know. I'm just saying, at that point, I was grieving Paul Walker, but stuff was building up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We were approaching the finale. Yeah.
Yeah.
First Paul Walker, then my dad. I grieved them equally.
Heath Ledger, did you give a shit?
Yeah, I gave a shit, but I wasn't this freaked out.
That's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, welcome. But it's, you've met her, right? You've met what she's like.
But that's weird even for her.
You know what I'm about, guys.
You know what she's like. Yeah.
I do now.
Yeah.
All right.
But you know what? Leave the crazy driving in the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's kind of what I think. I mean, yes, it's
this
tragic.
Fucking guy killed him.
Yeah. He wasn't even driving.
He wasn't murdered. Settle down.
He was manslaughter.
Draw the line.
Conspiracy
at
goes
worst.
deep.
Oh my God. Well, they did end up
Do you think Vin Diesel had him killed so that he could have the franchise all to himself? I'm just putting it out there.
Yes. Even though they were best friends.
I know this show is known for wild speculation, so I got to throw it out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep reading this because it gets worse for Amanda. Here we go.
Oh, poor baby.
Those attending the charity event immediately came running, including Rotis's young son, who didn't know that his dad was in the car until he noticed the make and model and then put it together. As Walker's friend Antonio Holmes recalled, it was one of the most horrific crash scenes in Hollywood history. He said it was engulfed in flames. There was nothing. They were trapped. Employees, friends of the shop, we tried. We went through fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
They did everything they could to rescue the two men, but the flames were too intense. In the end, Walker was burned beyond recognition and had to be identified by his dental records.
Oh.
According to the report, Walker's cause of death was traumatic and thermal injuries, while Rotis died of traumatic injuries. There were no
Paul Walker burned. He really burned.
I think he was alive for a little bit, but Rotis died immediately.
Let us hope he was unconscious.
Yeah, please, for the love of God.
There is no fucking way because when he hit
the impact alone.
When he hit the second tree, that hit the passenger side. So that probably took him out. Before anything.
He might have been fully brain dead before he even caught on fire.
God, an accident is bad when people
you're
are
hoping they were brain dead before
I hope his head was smushed to a slurry before the fire got to him.
God,
1,000%. I mean, yeah. Okay, there were no signs of drugs or alcohol detected in either men. In 2015, Walker's 15-year-old daughter, Meadow, filed a wrongful death suit blaming Porsche's design flaws for the accident because, like I said, the car was known for being hard to handle.
Yeah.
Ultimately, a thorough analysis found, quote, no pre-existing conditions that would have caused this collision and blamed worn-out tires and unsafe speeds. Mm-hmm. Both airbags had deployed as intended, with the autopsy stating Rotis had, quote, rapidly died of severe blunt head, neck, and chest trauma. So to me, that says he died right away.
Yeah.
The investigation revealed even more about how Paul Walker died. His autopsy noted fractures in the left jawbone, collarbone, ribs, pelvis, and spine. So it was fast. In addition, scant soot was found in his trachea, which suggests that he was breathing when it caught on fire. But again, that could have been a second.
Right.
And the idea that he was still conscious at that time is pretty,
Right.
It was such a fucking gnarly scene.
Yeah, scant is very little, and there's almost no way he was conscious at the time.
Right.
That's what I think. So Meadow ended up settling the lawsuit for an undisclosed amount. Paul was cremated.
Oh my God.
And his brother Cody, who looks a lot like him, helped to finish Furious
and Cody
7.
makes some appearances.
Right.
He's on the beach. He's in the car.
I have pictures. Okay, so I want you to go and look at, I have it labeled Weird Face Mashup, but I misspelled mashup. That's half Paul and half Cody on one face.
And in the movie, at the end of the movie, the last one that he died before it was released. And like before it was completely finished.
Number 7.
Yeah, Fast 7. So at the end, he and Vin Diesel are like driving alone on a road next to each other, and then the road forks, and he drives in one direction, and Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto,
symbolism
drives in the other
is
direction.
undeniable.
And they just did a little CGI on Paul Walker's brother, who's actually in the driver's seat in that scene. And there's like him on a beach where you only see the back of him. Because like in the story, they write him out of the story by being like, oh, he has a family now. He marries Dominic Toretto's sister. They go off, they have a kid. And so he's like out of the game. We can never have him back for a job ever again. And then that's just like how they explained it away. And he never shows up again.
Are you crying?
No. I was kind of laughing. But yeah. Anyway. The resemblance is uncanny.
She's done her crying.
Yeah.
Did you know that the first French fries weren't cooked in France?
No, they were fried in Greece.
Stop reading my notes.
I didn't. One of my dad's favorite jokes that he learned from his dad was, where was the first donut fried? And the answer is in Greece.
Nice.
And he thought it was so fucking funny.
Your dad. Well, I think this one's even funnier. Have you heard about those new corduroy pillows? They're really making headlines.
Oh my
I hate
God.
you so much.
It was so funny. I was so excited to do this with you, and I love you, Lucy. Oh, I loved you, Lucy, so much. Like
this
before
is
this
a
started.
nightmare.
I have one more, and then my segment's over.
Great.
I can't take my dog to the pond anymore because the ducks keep attacking him. That's what I get for buying a purebred.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! It took me so long. It took me like several beats to get that. I'm like, why do they hate a pure breed dog? Like,
I hated that so much.
Oh my God.
Robbie, you're covering Kenyon's case for us today.
Yes, indeed.
Godspeed. Good luck. I have not read this. I don't know what you're about to do.
No idea.
So, welcome to the fabulous world of Formula One racing.
Oh, God.
Now,
Jesus Christ.
I thought for many years that Formula One racing had something to do with the formula of the gasoline that they use, the like particular
That's what I thought.
The particular
No,
octane.
it's fun fact. It's baby formula.
They actually feed all of the racers baby formula.
Formula One was
That's why they're
named
so
after baby formula.
It was the first sponsor.
Yep.
So they actually, they all have to drink it. And so part of it is not throwing up during the where you go fast and then you turn left sometimes.
Yep.
Like an oval.
Yep. It's amazing.
So actually I realized as I started to like kind of look around and research around this case, that I was basing that on absolutely nothing.
Right.
It isn't at all that. That isn't what it is. So Formula One racing started in the 1920s and 30s. Championship Grand Prix motor racing. People were obsessed with cars and they were ready to take this shit really seriously. Mm-hmm. And the formula referred to in Formula One racing is actually the set of rules that all cars have to comply with in order to be in the races.
Okay.
Okay.
So this particular formula it's They're those cars that are open wheel, so
Yep.
no enclosed wheels.
Okay.
Single seater cars.
Yep. Okay.
They're the little pointy ones.
Yep. Yep.
And
They're
the
little
hideous.
rocket ships.
Little
Hideous,
rocket,
yep.
they're just hideous cars. They're not sexy.
Yep.
They are not sexy like the Cars and
The
Gentlemen.
NASCAR cars.
in the
Those
Fast
are
and
sexy.
Furious
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those hotties in NASCAR. Woo.
Yeah.
They're all
actually-
shiny. Shirtless Paul Walker.
Oh,
Blouseless.
Blouses. And shiny.
How Walker without his blouse.
I love a shiny Paul Walker without a blouse.
He was a shiny guy. God, just what a loss. So at any rate, the formula refers to that kind of look, that pointy arrow-shaped look that they all have to have.
Okay.
This specific formula was agreed upon in 1946 before the Turin Grand Prix. I know a lot about cars.
Yes. You're a man and you know a lot about cars.
I am a man, and therefore I like cars. I have to.
Yep. They'll hurt me if I don't.
Formula One. Yeah, I had a haunting memory there for a second that you triggered. I was told when I was a kid, when I was 16, I was being driven home by a friend, and he said, "You need to learn to do stick, because if you hit 17 and you don't know how to drive a stick shift, your dick falls off." And I was like, ha.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And then I got out of the car and I was like, that's probably a myth.
And then I risked it. And
And then
guess what?
I was like, you know what? I'm going to risk it.
And it fell off. It was
yeah,
crazy.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Yeah, so another part of the formula is that like they have to be manual shifts, and they have all kinds of rules like that. So Formula One became a cultural phenomena, economic powerhouse, super, super popular, big money in this stuff. European car manufacturers entered to like show off their design prowess. Fierce competition for who designed the fastest, most aerodynamic
Most
cars.
furious.
Most
cars.
furious, most serious, most furious
Yeah.
formula formula cars that obeyed the formula rules.
Cool.
Do they win like money? Is this all about like money
yeah.
and rich people?
Oh yeah, there's big money in this, but more than anything, from what I could see, is it's that like Ferrari and McLaren and like all these like big companies.
Status car makers.
Yes, so like the Ferrari car wins all the time. So then you go, wow, they really know their shit. I should go
want a
buy a
Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
That will help my penis.
Yeah.
Grow
that
back.
will help.
Grow back.
That will help my penis.
That will help my. That's what the cars are for. Everyone's like, oh, it's to like, to make up for it. No, it's like a big car helps the penis.
Yeah.
It helps it.
A cool car to help my penis. I
Yeah.
get it. That's
like
why I
it's
drive
like
a Subaru.
It's like a Splint, and I also drive the same Subaru.
Pretty much. I mean, I
the
have very
same
similar
car.
cars.
I keep trying to get in your car, thinking it's
We're
my car.
extremely
both white?
codependent. Yes.
They are both white.
God, you guys. Did you get them on the same day? Did you go together to
No.
the dealership?
6 months apart.
Yeah, it was like a year apart.
A year apart. Yeah.
I love you.
So examples of the restrictions that the car companies that they like have to include bans on automatic shifting, traction control systems, blah blah blah. So basically, they like tried to keep it pure so that like skill matters. However, mostly it's the cars. Anyway, according to journalist Mark Seal, the real competitors in Formula One are the cars themselves. They're ultralight, mid-engine, open cockpit, marvels of precision engineering, power, and speed. That is a quote I would never talk about a car.
Yeah,
that
I was like, wow.
Mark Hughes, a writer for Autosport, explained, I'll give him a fun voice.
Oh,
The
okay.
difference in raw driving ability between the fastest and the slowest driver
And
is
the most
unlike-
furious driver.
And the most furious driver is unlikely to be more than 1 second per lap. The difference between the fastest and slowest car is
most furious
perhaps
car.
and most furious car is perhaps 3 or even 4 seconds per lap. So the fastest driver in the slowest car would still be nowhere, whereas
Wow.
the slowest driver in the fastest car would be quite successful.
So that's just his way of saying, yeah, the car matters the most.
yeah, so it's like horse racing. Like
Yep.
the horse
matters more than the jockey, but the jockey still does something.
Right. They still definitely, of course, matter, but like, yeah, it's basically an engineering thing. Mm-hmm. Since the early 1980s, 4 racing teams have dominated this competition to create the fastest, most furious Formula One cars. Yes. I'm just going to start preempting you.
Anytime there's the word fast, you also have to slip in a furious.
And or serious.
The most most diesel cars in the place.
Yep.
McLaren, Williams, Renault, and Ferrari.
Okay.
Of which
I
had heard of Ferrari.
3 of
pretty
those.
much.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I think I've seen a movie about this.
Interesting.
With some
well,
blonde
it is,
man.
It's called Fast and Furious with
Fast
Paul
and Furious,
Walker.
Paul Walker,
You're
yeah.
describing
He's
I
extremely
watched it
shiny.
last night.
About Formula One.
Okay.
About these cars and this whole issue.
Yep. Okay.
Blonde man.
I saw it. It had a blonde
he was
man.
a cop.
Yeah. He wasn't Pauly Shore, though.
I swear I just watched a movie about this.
Lucy is so high. It's incredible. So everything's just
I was
amalgamating.
honestly thinking of a different movie, but
With a
whatever.
blonde guy.
I know. I'm sure you were.
You are making me doubt myself. Which,
We can gaslight like a
No
friggin'
other.
pro.
Yeah, we're good
when
at
you
it.
guys team up.
I think we almost had you with the baby Formula One thing.
Oh, was that not true? I'm just kidding.
I know.
Yes, this movie is called Rush. 2 blonde men.
Oh.
Paul Walker and his brother,
And
who
his
looks
brother.
just like Paul Walker.
Saul Walker.
Doll Walker.
Saul?
Oh, Saul. I think he said Doll Walker.
He walks dolls.
Ew. Oh, God. Ick. Okay.
So one of those 4 teams, McLaren, Williams, Renault, or Ferrari, has won every Formula One World Championship between the years of 1984 and 2008. Mm-hmm. So basically, they're just competing among themselves. Mm-hmm. There is so much money and prestige at stake in winning these championships that it is not unheard of for a major Formula One team to spend over $400 million a year designing, building, and upkeeping these crazy cars.
Jesus
A year?
Christ.
Each company a year. One
Wow.
car.
Wow. So if anyone says you can't fix poverty
Or climate change.
We
or
just-
climate change
You guys, we just
or
can't
the
afford it.
racial wealth gap.
We
just-
can't afford it.
Yeah, you're right.
We
Forgiving
can't afford to
student
send
debt.
we can't afford to send everyone to college.
Yeah, you're
We can't
right.
afford that shit.
You're right.
You guys are acting crazy right now, and everyone is really worried about
hysterical.
you. You're
You're
hysterical
hysterical.
right now. I can see your uterus is trying to take over the show, and I won't let it happen.
No, not on my watch.
Not on my watch. Whatever. I'm a professional soy boy beta cuck. Like I
So
am
good.
so proud. So proud of it. You know what? I'm all for a matriarchy. Let's just try
Love it.
Let's
Yes.
fucking try it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
A bit, yeah. A bit of an open secret in Formula One is that these teams are also constantly trying to keep an eye on what the competition is up to.
spies.
Spies. Yes. This case is actually later referred to as Spygate because everything's a friggin' gate, right?
Love
Oh,
it.
for God's sakes.
Yeah. So this happens in a lot of really competitive sports. Like, what was the guy, Mike Bielechek? I only know because they make fun of him on South Park, who got caught like spying on
I don't know
other
anything
football
about
teams.
sports.
I'm sorry. Let's
You
talk
are
about
asking
Tara.
the wrong crowd.
That was a very stupid question.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my uterine overlords.
Yep.
What was I? Yeah.
Get
what
back
was it?
in your cage.
I'm so sorry, mother.
Quick before your dick grows back.
Strap yourself in.
I would never let it grow back.
Oh my god.
So, sorry, I tried to talk about sports, but we should just be talking about teratomas again.
Exactly.
Honestly, the highlight of this year for me
So
was when I tuned in for sports ball and you were just like, nah,
I'm
teeth
not.
and growths and hair
It's
in your arms.
fascinating.
It is fascinating.
It really is.
And
super
that's where we
interesting.
learned the word homunculus, and I use it on a daily basis.
Amazing. I use that all the time in my like fantasy writing because the whole like making a person is such a fascinating concept to me, and that's like I use that word to mean like a manufactured person. It's really cool. Okay, so cheating in Formula One or spying and like espionage is rampant, right? Because there's so much money on the line. This has taken the form of things as little as hiring photographers to attend the opening races and take photographs of the cars and then trying to like retro engineer from the pictures what they did with them. Vehicles being lifted by cranes as they're being transported to the races and like trying to estimate like the weight distribution. So they're taking pictures of cars being moved by cranes.
God.
And then being like, it's sagging a little bit to the front left. They must have added something to the engine, I mean, it's crazy.
Weird.
This would take so much math to figure out. I hate it.
There is math involved, I assume.
Ugh.
Ugh. Well, it is called Formula One. We shouldn't be surprised there's math.
Yeah, it's
Or
a
baby formula.
It is a formula. Yeah. But in May of 2007, Ferrari became suspicious that someone had tried to do the unthinkable. Not just your run-of-the-mill spying, but actually tried to sabotage one of their cars.
Ooh.
Da-ba-ba-da-da.
Did they put salt in the gas tank?
It's funny you should
Because
say
I think
that.
that's a thing.
Because sediment is actually a big part of this case.
Ooh. I'm smart.
You're brilliant. You're basically a
s-
NASCAR.
You're basically a formula.
Yeah. You're Formula 2.
You know what? Your show is Formula 3.
Yeah.
Just say. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh,
That's
nice.
I'm not afraid to say it.
The fast and the formula.
The fam. That's good. So they realized something was amiss when their mechanics noticed a strange, unidentified powder near the refueling tank of a car
Not
that
good.
they were getting ready to send to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Not
and
good.
after tasting it over and over again,
My God.
they determined that it was not, in fact, cocaine, as they had expected to find, because this is Formula One racing, and there are all rich people, rich Europeans.
Got it.
After
that's-
rubbing it on their gums and
After-
not getting high, they concluded
Yeah, that
it was
not-
strychnine.
That it was. Yeah, residue of this powder was also found in the tank itself. And Ferrari higher-ups called the police to report sabotage.
The cops are like, you got dirt in your tank. What the fuck?
And the cops, after tasting it, agreed that it was not cocaine.
Okay.
To their horror, I love the investigation. I don't know why I chose to be so dramatic.
It's a little dramatic.
A little dramatic because the stakes could not be lower. These are rich people
Yeah.
know.
fucking with each other's like money. Like
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To their horror, the investigation revealed that the sabotage had not been the work of a rival team, but of Ferrari's own head of performance development, a man named Nigel Stepney.
A mole.
Thornbury.
It was a man on the inside.
Wow.
A double agent.
Shit. Okay.
So, Stepney had recently become disillusioned with Ferrari after they made some restructuring decisions he did not agree with. A couple months before the powder incident, he had stated publicly in an interview, I'm looking at spending a year away from Ferrari. I'm not currently happy with the situation with the team. I really want to move forward with my career, and that's something that's not happening right now. Ideally, I'd like to move into a new environment here at Ferrari. But if an opportunity arose with another team, I would definitely consider it. Okay. So he made that statement, and then a short time later, they're
Sabotage.
like, powder. And they, of course, look right to him, and they find some evidence. Stepney was found to have the residue of that powder that they found in the car's tank. I love this detail. Both in his home and in his pockets.
Okay. Well,
They cast a wide net.
talk about a smoking gun, a powdery gun.
It was found in his pocket. So all I can imagine is that he was carrying just loose
powder.
loose sabotage powder.
Do we know what the powder is?
No, it just
It's loose sabotage powder. Duh, keep up.
Some sort
Sab-pow.
of some sort of
Sab-pow.
like. These cars are like really precision, so things like gritty materials inside of their engines and stuff can screw them up.
It's not great.
So
Yeah.
it
And
could
when
have just
you're-
been like sand or something.
Right. It could have been. They don't ever say in any of the stuff like it was some bullshit. You know,
Right.
It could have been sand, yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't cocaine. They checked for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Vigorously.
Vigorously.
Yeah. They really
Nom,
sniffed
nom,
that
nom,
one
nom.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just sand. Yeah. So, but like the other thing to remember. The other thing to remember is that they win or lose these races sometimes by a second.
Right.
Yeah.
So anything that kind of like messes with the engine could be devastating for their race.
Devastating for their wallet.
Devastating for the race, which I care about quite greatly. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So he had it in his friggin' pockets. So Stepney denied the allegations. These aren't my pockets. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who pooped my pants?
Oh my God, someone shit my pants.
Someone.
Oh my God. That reminds me of, I got a note from a neighbor once that was trying to say like my friends shouldn't park too close to their driveway. And at the end of the note, they said, if you keep parking there, you're gonna get yourself into a accident.
Into a accident?
You're gonna get
Meaning
yourself into
we're
an
gonna
accident.
back into you.
Yeah, we're gonna back into you, and then you will find yourself in an accident. That and I'm like, well, sounds like you did the accident.
Sounds like a
and
threat.
It's a threat.
I haven't looked behind me in 50 years, and I'm not starting now, young
That was in the
whippersnapper.
note. That was
What
literally
rearview
in the
mirror?
note. We've lived here for 50 years and we haven't looked behind us. We're not gonna start
Not gonna
now.
start today.
Yeah, amazing.
You
All right.
gays move into the neighborhood and start parking your car, and now I have to look behind me when I back out of my driveway.
Ma'am,
My mom hit my sister's car in the driveway one time.
See? I haven't looked behind me in 50 years.
I swear to God, there are kids in this neighborhood, ma'am. Please
The last
look.
time I went to Robbie's on my scooter, she was outside,
Yes.
like, she's really old. She's like creaking around, like you
Yeah.
can hear it.
Sweet
and
lady.
Dust
I
is
still had
blowing
my-
off of her.
I still had my helmet on, so I couldn't quite hear what she was saying. And I like she's like looking at me, creaking at me, and just so creepy. And I take my helmet off.
Scared
and I'm
the
like,
shit out of
I'm like-
Amanda.
I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she just goes, it's a beautiful day for a motorcycle. And I just ran inside. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I just
okay,
heard
bye.
this screaming out front. It was Amanda running from an old phantom that
Did
is
she offer you an apple or something?
Correct.
Hold on,
up
it
on
was
her.
like a cat that was next up in the whole scenario.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie X,
Oof.
it's really good and it features a very scary old woman.
It's your
So-
neighbor.
My
God.
neighbor. It stars my neighbor.
So there's that.
All right, so old Sandy Pockets.
Yeah.
He denied the allegations of sabotage, claiming that the whole thing was a setup by Ferrari in order to destroy his reputation as retaliation for speaking publicly about his unhappiness with the company. Actually, maybe. This is all skullduggery. It might be counter skullduggery, right?
Yeah.
So when the police searched Stepney's home, which they did over this powder bullshit, I found that to be insane. The residue was not their only discovery. They also seized his laptop and discovered that at some point he had printed out 780 pages of documents related to designing, engineering, building, checking, testing, developing, and running of Ferrari's 2007 Formula One cars.
It's for his
Now-
scrapbook.
I was just scrapping. So I thought the craziest detail about this is that they're like, we found some powder in a gas tank. Seize his computer.
Right.
Forensically
Off
search
with his head.
off with his dick.
Are these the police in Monaco, though?
I mean, Ferrari has insane pull, you
Yeah.
know.
And also, like, that those kinds of events probably bring in so much fucking money.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
don't
a
fuck
really
with
good
our
point.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna look into this.
And corporate espionage and all that kind of stuff. Like, those kind of crimes, the authorities take very seriously because of all the money involved and all the powerful white people involved in those crimes.
So this is really no different. It just sounds fucking absurd.
Really ridiculous. Yeah.
It just sounds crazy.
It's grown men's toy cars.
You got it. Literally. I mean, literally, they are entertainment vehicles, right? So it was not long before the mystery of why Stepney had printed out these documents and where they ended up was solved. This is where
They were found in Mar-a-Lago.
found in a building near the pool, a pool house, if you will, strewn about. Yeah, I love that bullshit where they're like, he wouldn't leave them just strewn about on the floor. That's fake. That's a fake image. It's like, yeah, the feds come in and they strew.
Yeah.
They like put it on the floor to take a picture to show what was there.
Right.
They're not saying like that's how they found the building. Sorry, this is all fucking bullshit. Lock him up. Lock him
Yeah,
up.
seriously.
Fucking Christ.
Enough
Can I just
is
say
enough.
to all of our listeners at Guantanamo Bay,
Lock him up. At Guantanamo Bay.
lock him up. I hear they play this in Guantanamo Bay.
Yes, on repeat.
Yeah. All right, so the documents, this is where the case gets kind of fun, actually. In 2007, a woman named Trudy Cooglin
I love her.
Wow.
Okay.
stopped
notes.
by her local neighborhood print shop with 780 pages of documents.
Back
Oh,
again, Trudy.
What a coincidence.
Throwing another birthday party.
She
Trudy.
asked for them
Have to
for
print
the
my
documents to be
invitations.
scanned onto 2 CDs. Can you take these documents and please scan them and put them onto these CDs?
Okay, well, Trudy's clearly not an old lady if she's requesting documents be scanned onto CDs. She knows what's up.
She knows how computers do.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So unluckily for Trudy, the employee working that day was a huge Formula One fan.
So, like, looked at the documents and was like, the fuck?
Yes, he actually kind of knew what he was looking at.
Oh, my
no.
God.
In particular,
Trudy.
he was a huge fan of Ferrari.
Oh,
So he looks at all
no.
these documents about like Ferrari's secret engineering plans.
Oh, God.
And he goes, "Oh my God.
This is corporate espionage.
This is
God.
yeah." After Trudy left, the employee took a look at the pages, so he's just got them. She
I
left
love
them with
Trudy
him.
so much.
Yeah,
Trudy might be old. Trudy might be
Trudy
some
might be old.
Formula One. This
Yeah.
guy like has an
a
elderly
legacy hire.
grandma, and he's like, "Grandma, can you just go make some?
Yeah.
Can you just go hand the young boy this and this and tell them you want it put on CDs and he'll take care of the rest."
CDs.
Okay, grandson, off I go. And
You love your old lady voice today.
I really
It's
do.
good. I actually
She
gotta
just
give you props on it. It's really good.
accidentally hands over a bunch of evidence of corporate espionage, and I love it.
Also, I'm 90% sure that her name is said Trudy Coughlin, but
Doesn't matter.
I like to say Cooglin because
Yep.
it sounds more like an old lady. Yeah.
It's way better.
All right, so she just leaves these 780 pages with this dude, and he looks through all of it and goes, "Oh, these documents contain information that is like super sensitive. Like this is the kind of secret stuff that no one's supposed to have. It's certainly to be just dropped off at a local print shop."
Yeah.
So the employee Googled Trudy Coughlin, and found that she was married to a man named Michael Coughlin, the head designer for McLaren's Formula One racing team.
Oh no! No!
So
The trail is so clear and
it's so
and
short.
paved out.
It's short.
It's so short.
It is a yellow brick road.
Yep.
Yep.
And it only goes half a block.
I mean, they do sleep in different bedrooms,
Right.
but they're in the same house.
Yeah, they're in the same fucking house.
So what
the
happened-
call is coming from inside the house.
So what happened is Powder Pockets shipped this stuff to Michael Coughlin, and Michael's like, "Hey, Trudy, can you
can you go get some CDs made?
Can you make CDs of this enormous stack of documents for me?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll get it.
I love you, honey.
Love you, honey." Yeah.
While you're out running your errands,
Could you stop by Kinko's
just
and
commit some serious corporate
espionage
espionage for me
real
quick.
quick?
Would you go do a little bit of spy stuff for me?
Just one spy thing. God, just one.
Okay, honey, fine, whatever. but
the
no
last
sex
time.
for a month. A couple days later, Trudy
No sex for a while after
Trudy,
this.
Trudy withholding sex
yeah, I'll
because
spy
she's
for you.
frustrated that he is once again asking her to commit corporate espionage. Is the stupidest fucking thing.
That is the
Okay,
weirdest,
but
most
no
specific.
sex.
No sex.
That is the weirdest,
Trudy.
most specific argument. Yeah.
Trudy, it is not very feminist of you to use sex as a weapon, honey.
Yeah,
Not
come on.
cool.
Not cool. Oh, God. These people. And by the way, all of these people are insanely wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
Insanely
them so
fucking
much.
wealthy.
They're the worst.
All right. A couple days later, Trudy shambled on back to the print
Creeped
shop.
on back.
Creeped on back.
I love Trudy so much.
Yeah, she's amazing. You really
Trudy's-
crafted a cool character out of her.
Trudy's incredible.
Yeah. She picked up two CDs with all the stuff on them and the original documents. And per her husband's instructions, she then shredded and burned all the originals
Got it. But
In the-
someone might have made copies.
in the parking lot.
Oh my God. Wait,
In front of the print. No, I like.
Oh my
wanna-
God.
Holy shit.
I like to believe that she said thank you, and she took her CDs and just threw them, in the car
the
and
recycling
dumped.
bin
Yeah,
in the
put it
print
the
shop.
recycling bin, poured a bunch of gasoline and burned it right in front of the guy.
Walked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, because
Love.
she was not being very covert about all
No,
of this.
clearly.
All right, so what neither she nor her husband could have known was that the print shop employee had called Ferrari
Oh, yeah.
and told them all about these suspicious documents and what was happening.
This
So,
was
of
his
course-
fucking moment. This was his Watergate moment. He was going to
Yeah.
blow the lid off this whole thing.
And then they're gonna make me the racer.
They'll finally turn me into the Ferrari I've always wanted to
They'll
be.
make me into a Ferrari and I'll talk and I'll be in a movie called Cars. And yeah.
I like how this investigation is coming to this point from both sides. Like,
Yep,
they
yep.
would have been caught without the powder bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
They just have
Absolutely.
no.
Just wait
No.
for all this stupidity to play out, and it's all going to reveal itself.
Shit.
All
They
you got to
did
do
not-
is wait.
What I love about this is they didn't get away with anything. Nothing. Although
bit.
maybe other things during other investigations,
Sure.
but not a bit of this did they sneak past anyone. Which is my kind of crime. Because I am not smart and
I love it.
not savvy. I
No.
would never get away with anything. All right, so didn't take long for Ferrari to piece everything together and conclude that it took about 20 minutes, I imagine. Yeah.
This twisted tale.
So they figured it out. Nigel Stepney printed these out, passed the confidential documents to their biggest rivals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ipso, Boopso. Yep, there you go. Mm-hmm. So Ferrari filed a formal complaint against Stepney, which led to a criminal investigation by the district attorney of Modena, Italy. Ooh. So now imagine how much funnier all of this is in Italian accents.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Speaking of how incredible the Italians are, I Googled crime in Formula One to sort of because that's the level of my research skills.
Right. That's where you start.
And there's apparently an Italian movie called Crime in Formula One, which I took some stills. I found some stills from, and I put them in the drive.
Yes,
for
that's
you to
what these
observe.
are.
This is the story of a detective. His name, who Bruno Corbucci wrote and directed a movie that is called Crime in Formula One, about a detective who gets caught up in a case of murder in the world of Formula One.
But
And
is it in the French Alps? Because he's in a ski outfit in every scene.
Absolutely not. His clothing, it takes place just in Italy. In fact, there are scenes of him in an aerobics, gymnasium.
Yeah. He's
doing-
jumping and doing the split.
Yes.
Yeah, he's doing the splits in the air.
Yeah, showing off his acrobatic skills in a full knitted snowsuit. His clothing in this movie is fucking
It
insane.
makes no sense.
They never address it.
Okay.
I like this scarf that it's sort of like a necktie,
Yeah.
but just one scarf piece down the front.
Yep.
That is a murder detective.
Yeah.
That guy is investigating murders in this movie.
Yep. You know what I think? I think that scarf has a zipper.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's-
And you can zip it up. And he wears it in a lot of scenes,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
like. He really likes it.
It's
Wow.
so bizarre.
Okay,
You
well,
have to watch
that's
it.
amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to share that with you.
Absolutely,
because that
you
was
did.
Fucking
So you
batshit.
watched the movie?
No,
Oh.
clips.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen the whole thing yet. No.
Incredible.
Listen, Fast and the Furious.
It might be. It might be
might-
as good as Fast and
It
Furious.
might be as good as Fast and the Furious, I gotta say.
Okay. Idiots.
There are probably
Okay.
fewer snowsuits in the Fast and the Furious.
Depends on which one you watch.
Isn't there one where they're in the Arctic and a laser is shooting at them? No, that's a different.
The
that's like,
submarine one.
Is that in? Is that?
Yep.
Oh my god, I've like
There's-
erased most of the details.
There
from my
is
mind.
cars on ice racing against a submarine in a future Fast and Furious. It's fucking incredible, you
See,
guys.
I feel like I should love that.
It's fucking
That's
amazing.
So insane.
You have to
and
let
bananas.
go of some of the other stuff that's actually really funny because it's so ridiculous. You have to let go.
I tried. I watched.
No.
I went to 9 with you. I
I
watched
know, and
them
you
go to
were
space.
miserable.
I
Miserable.
wanted to die through
I know.
most of it.
You were miserable.
John Cena acting circles around Vin Diesel
Oh,
was,
he was
one
so
of the
good. John
craziest
Cena.
things I've ever seen.
Where is John Cena's Oscar, honestly? Like,
Dude.
where is it?
And the Oscar goes to John Cena
For
for
Fast
Fast
9. Yep.
And then the world just explodes.
And then
Like,
Donald Trump was elected president.
Donald Trump was elected president.
We
That
realized
night
what
at the
timeline we were
Oscars.
on.
Yeah, good God. All right, I apologize for all of that aside.
know.
McLaren launched their own internal investigation, and in July of 2007, they announced that they had concluded, this is McLaren, this is Ferrari's opponent. They said, like, no Ferrari materials or data have ever been in the possession of
We've done our own
any-
internal investigation.
Yes.
We found no wrongdoing.
No one at McLaren has ever even heard of Ferrari.
Ferrari who?
Ferruzzi?
Ferruvu?
McLaren, no employee of McLaren has other than the individual sued by Ferrari. The fact that he held at his home unsolicited materials from Ferrari was not known to any other member of the team prior to July 3rd. So basically they're saying, like, listen, just because he stole all this shit doesn't mean that we
Didn't know about it.
we didn't pay him to.
Yeah.
He hated you guys. He stole this stuff from you, but we didn't get any of it. We didn't know anything about it. Around this same time, the McLaren team was summoned to a meeting of the FIA World Motorsport Council,
Hey, Jesus Christ.
Formula One's governing body,
Oh my God.
to face
Revenge of the Sith.
to face charges of breaching
In the Galactic Court.
in the Intergalactic Tribunal. The face charges of breaching the International Sporting Code.
Bring me the ring.
Bring the
Okay.
One ring.
That is a Lord of the Rings moment. We were having a Star Wars moment, but
fucking
I
No.
like to
Holy
mix. I like the
shit.
mixing of them.
what
I-
a crossover.
It's amazing. What? Oh my God! Can you imagine
Oh, it'd be so good.
Emperor Palpatine and Sauron
And Fast and Furious.
and
Whoa.
Fast and the Furious and Toretto
Dominic
driving a
Toretto.
car really fast through the Shire and all the hobbits like ready
Now
to
we're cooking with
shaking their
gas.
fists at him. Now we're cooking with grass.
Grass.
He says as he grabs some hobbit pipe weed through the window.
Oh, God.
All right, the council ruled that the council ruled that McLaren had been in possession of confidential Ferrari information and therefore had breached the code. But as there was no evidence that McLaren had actually used this information
I had it, but I didn't use
to
it.
improve their own cars
I didn't
in any
look
way,
at it.
they decided that no punishment was necessary. So the FIA adjourned the meeting by reserving the right to reconvene if new evidence came to light.
Okay.
Yes. All right. The Ferrari team was obviously fucking enraged and called the decision incomprehensible. Not because they did it in that voice that I did, but because it was stupid.
It was bullshit.
It was bullshit. McLaren predictably did not agree, stating a unanimous decision has been taken by the FIA, which in McLaren's opinion is very balanced and fair. But this balanced and fair decision did not stand for long. Rich people were aggrieved, so of course this wasn't over. The FIA soon announced that they had, in fact, been made aware of new evidence in the case.
Oh.
A new hearing took place on September 13th, and this time McLaren did not get off so easily. The council found the team guilty of cheating by using the Ferrari documents to improve their own cars. So exactly the opposite of what they had found the other time.
Yep.
Well, so did they just have to give it time for them to build the cars? And then they looked at the cars and they were like,
I wonder, because they were like, well, if you make any improvement to the car after having been in possession of confidential materials about how the other car is going to perform, then maybe you could make a case.
Yeah.
So they just had to wait for them to do anything. And then once they did it, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess I don't care.
I don't care.
And I know you don't either. But it was very polite of you to pretend for my benefit and to help zhuzh up the case a little bit. All right. As punishment, the team, McLaren, was fined $100 million, the largest fine in sporting history.
Wouldn't it be funny if he wasn't fined $100 million, but told he must find $100 million, and that's his punishment?
If you dig deep enough.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
That is a very stony thought.
Hard enough.
Yeah, that is a very stony thought. I the last time I got high, which I will not be doing again for a while, I did the whole thing of like, the half edible didn't kick in yet. I'm about to go to bed. It'll be fine. And then I ate the rest of it. And then I just was crazy. I just was like, oh God, everything is so crazy. And then I was like, I got to go to sleep. I got to fall asleep. And Aaron gave me like a Xanax or Ativan or something. I don't know what they are. And the combination of those two things was bananas.
Not great.
Not good. I kept trying to read, and I would be like, read a sentence and be like, J.K. Rowling once again does a stupid and wait, okay, hold on. We were good. Go back. That's letters. J and K and R and O and W. Those all mean something. What do they mean?
How are you not just watching Netflix on your phone at this
That's
point?
what I would do. Put my headphones in, tune out, baby.
Read?
I did. I tried turning on Bob's Burgers, which is my greatest comfort show, and I would like follow about 6 seconds at a time and then spend like 20 minutes analyzing those 6 seconds that I had seen, and then I'd look back up and I'd be like, they time traveled. Oh my God, they time traveled further into the episode. And it's like, no, you weren't paying attention for that part.
The episode is just continuing.
Yeah, it's just how time works. It doesn't stop because you're stoned and afraid.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Afraid.
I was panicking. I was having a terrible time. I was fully panic attack. It was so bad.
God bless.
So dumb. I'm such an idiot. Anyway, $100 million, the largest fine in sports history.
Dang.
Yep.
Good thing they can afford it.
I was gonna say they had to lay off Cuban cigars and foie gras or whatever. Like that. We'll have to sell the third summer home. I don't know. Like probably not that big a deal, right? It's more a reputational. That part probably did hurt them.
It's an ego thing. So fuck them.
It was decided that they would still be allowed to compete in the 2007 season, but that only the drivers would be allowed to win titles. The team was barred from competing for the prestigious constructors title.
Got it.
Oh.
So the drivers can still win. They're not punishing the drivers, but the cars can't win anything. And as we said before, that's kind of the point of all of it.
No more prizes for the cars.
Nope.
Everyone gets a trophy.
Everyone wins now.
Ferrari issued a statement in response to the new hearing, stating that they were now satisfied that the truth had emerged. McLaren continued to claim that it had gained no competitive advantage from the Ferrari data, and that Coughlin had acted without their both of them. Coughlan had acted. The Coughlin's, the two of them, had acted without their knowledge in obtaining it. Ron Dennis, the owner of McLaren, stated, "I do not accept that we deserve to be
The council rejects.
I do not accept that we deserve to be penalized in this way."
penalized.
Criminal proceedings against McLaren were dropped in exchange for Mike Coughlin paying 180,000 euros in fines and 3 other employees of McLaren paying 150,000 euros. In September 2010, Nigel Stepney was sentenced to 1 year, 8 months in prison and ordered to pay a 600 euro fine.
Ooh.
Which is insanely funny to me. A whole year and 8 months in prison and 600 euros.
You're covering the filing fees.
Yeah, that's just such a like, wow, a whole year and a half of my life. Also 600 euros. Yeah. Part of the affair that became known as Spygate or Stepneygate or Powder Pockets Gate.
I like Powder Pockets.
That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
No one else does or has, except, you and me now, Lucy.
Right.
And after being found guilty of sabotage, industrial espionage, sporting fraud, and attempted serious injury, because that guy driving could have. That is the most serious thing about this.
Yeah.
Is that
That's the
if
worst
something
part.
had gone wrong, it is possible that he could have just Paul Walkered right into a wall.
Oh, God.
And
Taking everyone out.
yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, there are people in the stands. Yeah. The sentence was reduced after he entered a plea bargain, and he served no time in prison.
Of course.
So, I want
Did
to.
he have to pay $600?
600 euros.
He did pay the 600 euros.
Good.
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is the case, and nothing bad happened to anyone.
Pretty much.
involved. Pretty much. Some companies lost some clout, lost a little bit of money. But yeah, that's Formula One, baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Nicely done.
Oh, thank you.
That
very
was
much.
seriously furious.
It was
Seriously
so
furious, yeah.
furious. I'm furious about that. That was
Oh
amazing.
my god. Yeah.
Okay, so my case this week is inspired by, obviously, because all of our cases are, my favorite film franchise. And, in fact, is about a film that threw caution to the wind while filming one of the most iconic car chase scenes in cinema history.
Ooh.
I'm so fucking excited.
I knew you'd like this. So I will begin with a synopsis of the film in question. And yes, I am padding my case. And no, I have never seen this movie. For the next portion of my work here, I will be reading from Wikipedia.
Excellent.
The French Connection is a 1971, yes, I know you've seen it, American crime action thriller film directed by William Friedkin, and we'll get to William Friedkin.
He is incredible.
Friedkin.
He's also terrible.
Yes.
So, the screenplay, written by Ernest Tidyman, is based on Robin Moore's 1969 book of the same name, The French Connection. It tells the story of NYPD detectives Jimmy Popeye Doyle and Buddy Cloudy Russo, whose real-life counterparts were narcotics detectives Eddie Egan and Sonny Grosso, in pursuit of wealthy French heroin smuggler Alain Chonier.
Is this Gene Hackman?
Yes.
Whoa.
You
The
got
film, my next sentence, stars
Oh.
Gene Hackman as Popeye.
Sorry.
it. The role he was born to play.
Roy Schneider, not Rob Schneider, as Cloudy.
Oh my
And-
god, how is there so much Rob Schneider in this episode?
Polly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
Oh, Pauly Shore. Oh my god, those are different people. I always forget
barely.
that.
They're barely different. Yeah, barely. And Fernando Rey as Chonier. Tony LoBianco and Marcel Bozuffi also star.
Wow. What
At
an all-star lineup.
A star-studded cast.
What a cast.
At the 44th Academy Awards, the film earned 8 nominations and won 5 for Best Picture, Best Actor, Gene Hackman, Best Director, Best Film Editing, Best Adapted Screenplay, and was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, Rob Schneider, Best Cinematography, and Best Sound Mixing.
This is a huge movie.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Tidyman also received a Golden Globe Award nomination, a Writers Guild of America Award, an Edgar Award for his screenplay, and a sequel, French Connection 2, followed in 1975, with Hackman and Ray reprising their roles. Considered one of the greatest films ever made, The French Connection appeared in the American Film Institute's list of the best American films in 1998 and again in 2007. And in 2005, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
The Library of Congress.
The Library of Congress. Gene Hackman.
Hackman.
You committed.
That was
and
good.
you saw it through.
I saw it through.
She's a friggin' actress,
I'm
you
a
guys, I tell
fucking
ya.
professional cat.
Fucking shit. It sounded like you just spit so much.
I I'm fine. William Friedkin also directed Friedkin, The
Yep.
Exorcist,
Yep.
and infamously had questionable methods for getting authentic reactions out of his actors.
He was a
Monster. Yep. So on the set of The Exorcist, which was released 2 years after The French Connection, because chronological order in film is very important, as we already discussed earlier tonight, while reviewing both the chronological release order and the chronological storyline order of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Your brain is so fucking weird.
It's also
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
Wonderland.
he kept
Neurodivergent
yeah,
Wonderland.
absolutely. Friedkin kept actors on edge on set by having the props guy fire shotgun blanks at random to just keep people really, like, during The Exorcist, like, really stressed out all the time. He surprised his lead actor, the one who played, the young priest. I need a young priest and an old priest. The guy who played the young priest. So Friedkin, excuse me, surprised him in the infamous, like, vomit scene by hitting him right in the face with the pea soup, which was not what was supposed to happen. In rehearsal and in the script, it hits him like, she, like, pukes on his shirt, like, on his chest. But then in the first time they actually filmed that scene, cameras rolling, just out of the blue, just whacked him in the face. And that first take is the one they use because his genuine shock of all this puke in his face is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some incredible examples of...
Like Alien!
Yep, they didn't know that friggin' chest burster was coming.
They had no idea.
I think that the shark in Jaws did a jump at somebody once where the actors...
I'm fine with that. It's this other stuff that...
I think that there's consent.
Yeah.
If there's consent on board, like when people go to a haunted house.
Right.
They
You're
know shit's
consenting
gonna
to
jump
being
out
scared.
at them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, I mean, come on. Like, and like you said, he goes way too far.
He goes too far. He also on set slapped an actual priest, Father William O'Malley, who had a small role in this film. He slapped him right across the face to get a genuine reaction, like right before a take. Just fucking smacked him in the face. So he wouldn't get away with any of this shit now, but it was the 70s. There were no rules. Everyone's on pocket powder. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
Also, he was huge at this point.
Powder.
He had the biggest friggin' movie in the world 2
Yeah,
years
he
ago.
was in,
He was untouchable.
He was in, like, I mean, for other problematic people of the time, like Coppola status.
Yeah, absolutely.
From these two movies.
Who, by the way, Coppola was the reason, or was the guy who kind of defended the pedophile from Jeepers Creepers.
Oh,
like,
I'm so shocked by that.
helped him like get his career back on that. They were like, he was really good friends with the family.
Yep.
Sorry,
Stop talking about the pedophile.
I'm sorry.
It all circles back. So he said in an interview with Mark Maron on the What the Fuck with Mark Maron podcast, shout out Mark Maron. We met him in Vancouver and he is amazing.
Genius.
That he used some harsh methods on the set of The French Connection as well, with the intention of getting genuine feelings and reactions from his cast. He said, quote, "I found by treating Gene Hackman harshly, even cruelly, it would motivate his anger," because he's like a very angry cop in this movie.
God,
He didn't
that's one
like
way to do
authority.
it.
I know, right? He didn't like authority, and he didn't even like acting that much.
Holy shit.
End quote.
That's what you want from your director. Yeah, I took literally all of the joy of the craft away from him.
I was cruel to him.
No.
But his relentless search for authenticity in his filmmaking would go beyond just being an asshole and fucking with people on set and make its way out into the public when filming the infamous car chase scene in The French Connection.
Mm-hmm.
So Friedkin said in an interview with Deadline.com, quote, "The chase scene was never in the script. I created that chase scene when the producer, Philip D'Antoni, we just spitballed ideas. So he and the producer just dreamed up this chase scene. We walked out of my apartment, headed south in Manhattan, and we just kept walking until we came up with that chase scene, letting the atmosphere of the city guide us." This guy sounds like a fucking douche, but whatever.
Yeah.
The steam coming off the street, the sound of the subway rumbling beneath our feet, the treacherous traffic on crowded streets. We didn't have a lot of time because Dick Zanuck, who had already turned down like once or twice before funding this movie, he's like the producer of this movie, told us that he would make the film for $1.5 million if they could get it done immediately because he's about to get fired and he wanted to get one more good project under his belt before he got fired. So this producer is like, you've got to make something incredible. You have no budget and make it fast. Like, figure it the fuck out.
He's on a short sale with his career.
Yeah, really.
So Friedkin's like, okay. So they just walked around Manhattan and tried to figure out how they could like elevate like the movie quality of this movie with no budget.
And no time to plan.
And it was true. Like, the guy was about to get fired, and that actually is how they ended up with Gene Hackman because he didn't even want to hire him. He's like, that's why we settled on Gene Hackman, who was not our first choice. They just ran out of time, so they had to go with Gene Hackman.
Dirty like
he won an Academy Award.
I know. Like, the universe is so fucking random.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Anyway, so he says, we walked 55 blocks and came up with a chase. No one ever asked to see a script. So they just have like no regulation, no oversight.
Oh my God.
So
how did no one get killed, or did they?
She's got a ways to go.
No one got killed, but I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna share my screen with you and play you just like the opening scene or like an opening couple frames of this chase scene, so you can get an idea of what we're fucking dealing with here. It's like how busy the street was.
I can't.
Okay, so this is just to set the tone. This is Gene Hackman. It's kind of an iconic part of New York. There's like that elevated train and there's road underneath the train.
It's in so many movies.
So you can see, like, it's busy. Like, there's street lights. There's a ton of cars everywhere. Like, it's a legitimate...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I almost got killed by Gene Hackman today.
Well, funny that you should say that. So, in this scene, Gene Hackman is, like, having an anger meltdown. This is like a cops and robbers movie. So he's been chasing this bad guy the whole movie, and it's kind of culminating in this, like, chase moment. The bad guy's on the train up above him, and he's trying to keep up with the train so he can like cut him off, basically. So the bad guy's on a New York City subway train. Gene Hackman is driving in this like ugly brown Pontiac Le Mans on the street below.
Just a moment for Pontiac Le Mans. What a great name for the car.
So
what
great.
Do we call? We've got Panther, Cougar. What do we call this cool, sexy new car?
Le Mans.
Like a Le Mans. I don't know.
Name it after me, the Le Mans.
A Le Mans.
Friedkin is literally the one filming the scenes where where it's the perspective of someone behind the driver in the car. So like
Amazing.
The director is in the back seat with a camera behind the stunt driver, a man named Bill Hickman. And the only reason that Friedkin was the one back there was because all the other cameramen had like wives and children, and this director knew that what he was going to do was so dangerous that he'd rather risk his own life in the car
and Gene Hackman's life.
And Gene Hackman's life.
Fuck Gene Hackman,
the stunt driver's life. The stunt driver mostly. Than put these camera people on this job.
Jesus
so he fucking
Christ.
knew what he was doing.
Oh my God.
Yes. So he's sitting behind the stunt driver to get the like back of the behind the headshots. And Friedkin had been poking at and goading the stunt driver all week leading up to filming this scene to make sure, I guess, the back of this man's head emanated the same anger and frustration as Gene Hackman.
What a psycho.
So the veins were really bulging.
Yeah.
I need the back of his neck red.
Yeah, he's like,
red.
I want this energy to match, so I'm going to be a psychopath to you, too, all week as I put my life in your hands and you stunt drive this car with me in it.
That is ridiculous.
It's absurd. It's absurd. So this is a quote from slashfilm.com. Quote, the incensed driver slammed on the accelerator, running spotlights and driving up, or stoplights, excuse me, I'm high, and driving up to 90 miles per hour for over 25 blocks
Jesus Christ.
Manhattan, in New York.
And they weren't blocked off streets.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Holy shit.
Like Hackman's reckless cop character, Popeye Doyle, Friedkin was obsessed with getting what he wanted. In this case, a pseudo-realistic, documentary-like chase. To shoot the chase sequence, they had a siren mounted on the car. So literally just that one red light flashing. I don't even know if it made sound. It's like the one that Dwight Schrute uses to go through traffic. So they had that on the top of the car, and Friedkin had worked out the chase beforehand with his actors, including a woman pushing a baby carriage, who was an actual actor. It's not a baby in the baby carriage. But the driver, Popeye, the character, has to almost hit her. He narrowly misses her in the scene. And she was a staged actor. She was in on it. But he neglected to tell the stunt driver that a woman with a baby carriage was going to walk out in front of him.
Oh my
And so
God.
his dodge is also authentic. Like his, oh my God, there's a lady with a baby about to cross the road.
This
He didn't
director
know.
is a fucking psycho.
He's a psycho.
Jesus.
Friedkin was able to shoot some scenes on the overhead train that Popeye was chasing by bribing an official with $40,000 cash and a free ticket to Jamaica to take a vacation.
Amazing. I do love guerrilla filmmaking like that. I do think that is incredible. Like when filmmakers are like, yeah, can I give you $200 and we can just shoot in the morgue tonight or whatever. Like as long as you're not putting anybody's lives in danger.
Exactly.
But this
It'd be
is
one
the
thing
worst
to just shoot from the train or whatever. It's another to be, and that's what we're about to get to. So the quote ends with saying, what he didn't have was a permit to shoot on the street, let alone endanger the lives of real motorists. So this isn't in Manhattan. This is in Brooklyn. But yes, real people. So this absolutely absurd stunt literally happened among civilians walking and driving in New York City with no official traffic control. Other than a few off-duty cops and crew members managing the situation and trying to keep people away. It was 10 people maybe.
Jesus. For
this very busy part of New York. The only thing they did to give folks a warning, I guess, in quotes, to get out of the way was by putting that red alarm light on top of it.
Toy siren.
Yeah.
Their toy light.
That may or may not have made a noise. A siren.
They got at Spencer Gifts.
Yeah, and it would have definitely been audible over the train that was above
barreling
them.
above it. I mean, it's absurd. So one section of this area had been shut down. It was maybe 5 blocks for them to use to film, and they had been given control over one of the traffic lights so that they could sync it up with what's going on in the scene. And because it wasn't actually blocked off area, it did, that was a safe zone, right? But they continuously got footage outside of this zone where there was little to no traffic control at all. This whole thing was super illegal.
Oh my God.
And while miraculously no one was injured during filming, there were a ton of genuine near misses with both pedestrians and other drivers. And a genuine car crash did occur between the stunt driver in the Pontiac and a civilian in a white Ford with no fucking clue a movie was being filmed.
Oh my God.
This poor bastard was on his way to work and just ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time and got crashed into in this scene. And the crash was pretty big. It was so dramatic that it actually was kept in the film. And then the filmmaker paid for all the repairs to this guy's white Ford.
Hospital bills? Did he get hurt?
He didn't get hurt. I mean, he got rattled a little bit, but he did not need to go to the hospital. They just had to pay to repair his car.
Do you know if they paid him for the
Hush
use of
money?
the shit in the movie.
Oh.
I'm sure.
The
not.
film probably not. Oh my
Probably
god!
not. I think they just paid. The only thing I read was that they paid all the bills to have his car repaired. That's it.
Wow.
So I'm gonna play that crash for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna reshare my video and
yes, please
play that crash for you because I was like, oh, fender bender, that's so funny. They kept it in the scene. No, and there are some photos of it on the drive. Like, it's a bad accident.
Oh my god.
And this was not only unpunished but rewarded.
Oh yeah, made it in the movie.
He won a bunch of Academy Awards for this.
He won Best Director or some shit.
For this one also?
Oh, hi,
Because
Clea.
that was
Yeah.
for the first one.
No, those are the awards he had won
It's
for
crazy.
this movie, The French Connection. All those awards that I read you.
Oh, I thought you said the French Connection too. I thought that's what we were
Oh,
talking about.
no. This for this one. Oh,
Hi,
there's
kitty
Clancy,
cat.
the
Hi,
cutest.
Clancy.
Okay, so
Look, watch the French Connection.
this is the crash.
Oh my god.
Holy,
That's real.
Holy crap.
I will play it one more time.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay, here we go.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
holy crap.
Yeah.
And Friedkin was like so happy about
He was
that.
just coming in the
He
back
had
seat.
such a boner.
Yeah.
He was like, yes.
This is
Frickin' it's
amazing.
amazing and I didn't have to pay for it.
Well, he did, but
I mean, just the like.
yeah, just the repairs.
Yeah.
So, roadandtrack.com points out that, quote, filming the scene this way was astoundingly reckless, especially in the days of no crumple zones, metal dashboards, and minimal seatbelts. This
Oh
is
my
the early
God.
70s.
Yeah.
Which I had to put in here,
Metal
Robbie.
dashboards.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you remember, Robbie, when we played that internet meme game where you Google the year you were born and the words car seat and see what comes
Yes.
up?
Oh, it's just metal,
Yeah.
just a metal cage.
It's
I'm
terrifying.
looking at the one for me right now,
It's
and
so good.
there are literally just metal bars that go
Pieces.
across the front and a metal chunk that goes between
The
the legs
legs.
of the baby. Yeah.
So,
Oh,
like,
it's like a
that's
carnival
basically-
ride,
Yeah.
seat.
It's a carnival ride seat. So that's like basically
These
the
are-
caliber of car we were driving when that. I mean, you saw it. That's like a
This
big
one looks
fucking
like-
accident.
Yeah.
This one looks like Ed Gein made it. Like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is just leather and metal.
Oh, yeah.
and-
You got to play this car seat game. It's so
Oh, it
insane.
is funny. It is funny.
So the quote continues saying, and that's to say nothing of the pedestrians. With the perspective of time, the filmmakers now seem to grasp that fact,
Yeah,
though
yeah,
some
yeah.
renegade swagger still shows through in the retelling of the tale.
It's all fun and games when nobody got hurt and you won
Right.
Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And Friedkin did finally agree years later that, like, this was not a great move. He looked back on that time in his career and said, quote, I was like Captain Ahab pursuing the whale. I had a supreme confidence, a kind of sleepwalker's assurance. As successful as the film was, I wouldn't do that now. I had put people's lives in danger.
Yeah.
And needless to say, these tactics would never fly in modern filmmaking. Like, he never could get away with this now. And he candidly said to Mark Maron in their interview, quote, I don't boast about it. People's lives were in danger, including my own. And I frankly didn't give a damn. I didn't devalue human life. I just didn't think about it. Which, to me, I say, isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't devalue it. I just don't think about it at all.
Human life had no significance to me at all.
Well,
Right.
that's bullshit too, because surely there are people around him that were like,
This is a
"Don't
bad
do
idea.
this." Yeah.
Yeah. But he finishes by saying it was like, we're going to do this way, and there was nobody to resist me. So I think
That's
he's probably
what it
surrounded by yes men.
Psycho.
He's this like on the rise filmmaker and, you know, in the league of, at the time, Coppola was like a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
And
We've all been
who's going to say no to him?
We've all been part of artistic projects where, like, the vision is there and we all really want it to happen, but boy, is it not safe, and or boy, is it like not going right, and you don't want to be the one who ruins it for everybody else. And
Right.
that, yeah, peer pressure is very real. Like, when I wanted to go on this podcast with my friends, and then they were like, "It's a Fast and Furious episode," and I'm like, "Oh."
But you already said you'd do it, so
But
you
I
can't
already-
back out.
Interestingly, you did get me to say that I would be super excited to do it.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a
then
fucking idiot,
told
Robbie.
me that it was gonna be a Cars and Speedy stuff episode.
I'm not fucking stupid. And you know who else isn't fucking stupid? Our fan picker for this episode.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Thank
So
you, Carolyn Moore.
Special thanks to Carolyn Moore or Caroline.
Whichever one.
Seymour. Seymour Butts.
And also special thanks to Robbie. Do you want to share where we can find you maybe online?
Yes, absolutely. So you can find me and Amanda playing a TTRPG game and being nerdy with witches and fairies and such on a podcast called Could Have Been Heroes.
Tabletop role-playing game.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
I am really proud of it. It is super fun. It is really funny and actually quite touching. I
Yes,
found
it's good.
I'm very proud of it. I think it's beautiful.
We're also on
And-
Instagram and Twitter at CBHpod.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of really funny drunken extra episodes on Patreon and all kinds of good stuff like that. Also, hopefully by the time this airs, the first episode of our new project called Ghost Wax will be out. So,
so
check for
excited
that
for this.
at Ghost Wax Pod.
Yeah.
I think that's where that is.
WAX? Or
Yeah.
like
Wax, yeah. The idea, they're captured on these interviews by the dead are captured on wax cylinders. So because it's the only thing that can of course. Duh,
mine was
yeah.
a stupid question.
Idiot.
Yeah, so, you idiot. No, it's the only thing that can pick up the frequencies of the dead. Like,
According
record
to
on, so.
legend.
Dang. Okay.
Well, in the lore of this. So.
Wonderful.
Fantasy
Love it.
nerd goodness. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
you,
so much for
Robbie.
being here, and I'll
This
see
was
you
so
in
fun.
like
That's
an
awesome.
hour or so.
Yeah, see you in an hour.
All
Because
right.
Robbie's coming over to my house tonight to watch movies.
We love you, Robbie. We love all of you listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye.